have to be your biggest fan. And when things are really tough and they're really rough and nothing's working, but there's something inside of you that says, I just have to follow that. Because you don't know who you're going to be, who you're going to be, who you're going to be.
And there is the ice cream van. Hello, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So for today's video, by the way, we are 8 weeks out today, which is insane. I thought I would do a bit of a Sunday prep reset routine, evening routine. It's going to be very realistic. There's going to be nothing kind of fancy in this. So if that is what you're here for, it's just not the one for you today. I have been feeling so fatigued. I cried in the gym today in the middle of my training, which was just fantastic. We've got it done. Training done, steps are nearly done, 75 minutes of cardio done, and we are now going into a brand new week. So for those of you that don't know, this is my first ever bodybuilding competition and I'm 8 weeks out from it, but I also work a full-time corporate job, so trying to juggle both and time manage is essential for this. And a Sunday evening is kind of where I can set myself up for the week, and I thought I would just bring you along with me for that. So the first thing I do that on a Sunday evening, usually I would have done this beforehand throughout the day, however I went and saw my parents earlier. We've got no hot water in our flat. I've like contacted them, so I'm hoping they'll get back to me tomorrow. I went over to my parents and used their bath, which yeah is why I'm probably a bit rosy and my hair is still damp. So I've already had a bath, and that is like essential for me on a Sunday. I like to have a nice long soak in a bath and do self-care. Anyway, the first thing that I'm gonna do this evening is tidy up our flat. It's not actually, it's literally not messy. There's just like random stuff. I've put a wash on. I'm gonna start by tidying up the kitchen. I've got my chicken in the oven ready for my dinner. So that is the first thing that I like to do, is just to get the flat and my space in a tidy way. Okay, so the kitchen is tidy. Why won't you focus? Albeit it's a very small kitchen. Apologies if you can hear the washing machine, but I love it. It is just the perfect size for Chris and I at the moment. My Smeg slash Lavazza coffee machine, which I love. Honestly, best prep purchase I possibly could have got. And then this is our kitchen. I have to show you. Obsessed with skinny food sauces, literally, and then we've got like the My Protein flavor drops as well. But the chocolate orange skinny syrup is hands down my favorite syrup, and I have it in my porridge every single morning, and that won't change after prep either. And then yeah, it's just a kitchen, and I love to finish tidying the kitchen by putting a candle on. I just think it's really wholesome, so enjoy. And then obviously we've got our fridge, but next up is to tidy this space. Let's do it. and we've got a much cozier space, which is lush. Also, I wanted to show you these. So my brother actually got these. So for those of you that don't know, I am a 200 hours trained yoga teacher in Hatha yoga and Ashtanga Vinyasa. And then also like breathwork, pranayama, all of that jazz. And I went out and trained in India. I've got loads of videos about it on my channel and loads of yoga videos as well. Yoga is still such a massive love and passion of mine. And my brother found these coasters. I believe he said they were TK Maxx or they were Home Sense. And how freaking lovely are these? Like, they are all hand painted. So lovely, proper ceramics. So yeah, adore these. And what a good find from my brother. What a legend. So very, very happy with these and love having them out on my table. And also, while I talk about India, actually I have these photos sat here. So this is well, this was my yoga class, so my little yoga family that I spent my time out in India with. This is us at our graduation. This is me just here. This is my yoga sister Jessie and Mary Grace. And Mary Grace is actually coming to my wedding. So I'm going to be sending off her invite. She originally is from America, but she lives in the Peak District. And I haven't seen her, obviously because of COVID and everything, I haven't seen her since India in 2019. But we still keep in contact and I love that. And Jessie, oh my goodness, she's married, she's off in India, she's doing amazing things. Love her to bits. And this group of people were just such, they were so important to my whole journey. Just as a human being, to be honest with you, and I love them and I miss them so much. So I trained in Rishikesh, in Rishikul Yogashala, and yeah, just the best group of people. The reason I'm sending Mary Grace a photo of this monkey is because we walked for ages to go and get oranges, and this monkey, we just got back to our yoga school and this monkey decided to chase us, attack us and stole our oranges and then proceeded to eat them right in front of us. So yeah, this always cracks me up and just makes me think of Mary Grace all of the time, so I had to send that to her. And then also, this is a photo of one of the temples in Rishikesh, just so beautiful, and this was our first day exploring, so I wanted to send that to her as well. I'm also sending this little pouch. So we got, well, we had a favourite shop called the Buddha Handloom Shop, and I'm still in contact with the shop owner. And one night, Jessie, Mary Grace and I went, we were invited down to the shop. It was quite local to the school. We went in, he closed the doors and he did a whole sound healing evening with us. He ordered chai from the local cafe and they came and delivered it on a moped, and we just had chai and so many giggles and just, oh, it was just one of my favorite memories. And yeah, this is a little bit loved, but everything is handmade and just so beautiful. So I thought it would be really sweet just to send this along with these photographs and then the wedding invitation to Mary Grace. So that is on the agenda this week, which is why it is out on the table so I don't forget, because prep brain, my memory is just like a sieve at the moment. So yeah, my dinner, oh, the washing is beeping. My dinner is just about ready, so I'm gonna eat my dinner. I've got chicken and veggies and 30 grams of lighter cheese. So I'm gonna literally eat my dinner and then crack on. Well, I'm gonna make the rest of my dinner and then crack on, eat it and get on with the rest of my kind of reset. But I just like to create a tidy environment because I don't know if anyone else can relate, but if my space around me is messy, then I just feel like I can't think properly. And there's just something about going into a new week knowing that your space and your environment is tidy. I couldn't think of anything worse than going into a Monday thinking I have loads of like housework to do. So we do try and keep on top of it throughout the week. And oh my god, the flat is not like messy by any means. The washing machine. Yeah, the flat is not messy by any means, but I just like to try and keep on top of it. It's one of those things that I think I value so much, especially on prep, and I know if I don't do it little and often, it will just become far too overwhelming. So yeah, I'm gonna go finish making my dinner, have my dinner, and then I will catch up with you afterwards. Okay, so next on the agenda of Sunday reset is to clean this monstrosity of a bedroom. Okay, it's not that bad. I always think when the bed's not made, it looks so much messier, but I'm going to make the bed, fluff up the cushions, all that jazz, and then I would say that's pretty much like the housey work reset stuff sorted. Let me just close the bathroom door. Yeah, I would say that was pretty much that sorted. I'm just gonna brush through my hair because it is still rather wet. Once I've tidied this, that will be pretty much the bedroom stuff. The housework stuff. Pretty much like sorted to a point that I'm like, my brain is happy with. If you can relate, let me know. I like to make sure that our bedroom is nice and cozy so that when we come to bed it just feels like a really relaxing space. Like, I think if I was to come to bed now and see the state of this room, I just wouldn't be able to like be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna have a restful night's sleep. I think I would have nightmares. So, and as we know on prep, sleep is everything, so we do what we can. So yeah, I'm gonna tidy this up. I've also been loving lighting an incense stick. This is my little like tarot, crystals, oracle area. So these are my like crystals that I've got in here. If you didn't know, I am a little spiritual being, and I love everything like this. So yes, got my little moon. This is currently my favourite oracle deck. I absolutely love this. I went through a phase of really loving the Spirit Animal Tarot card deck, and then this is my absolute favourite. This is the first ever oracles that I ever had, or ever had like done on me. My mum has been into it since she was quite young. And I was going through a really rough patch when I was a teenager, and my mum and I remember having to make a decision. I can't remember what it was, but obviously when you're a teenager, it's you know, it's life or death, and I just didn't know what to do. So my mum sat me down with this deck and we pulled my cards, and I've never felt anything resonate so much in my life, and ever since then I've just been obsessed with them. And this is like the one I always come back to when I need that kind of, that real comfort. And I don't know if that's because it's the deck that my mum had and she gave to me, and she did on me the first deck I ever had done. But yeah, this is like my all-time favourite. I love the Saints and Angels, and I love to journal when I've pulled these as well. Okay, I've now gotten into my pajamas. What I have done is lay out my clothes for cardio tomorrow morning. So my alarm goes off at 5:10 and I get to the gym for it opening at 6 a.m. To save me trying to think too much in the morning, it's easier for me just to have my clothes out and ready to go. So I've just got a USA Pro sports bra, rider wear shorts, a Gymshark little cropped tee, and then obviously like my underwear. Usually I wear whatever I wore training the night before will then be my next morning's cardio clothes, but because it's Sunday, we've done a reset. All of my activewear, all of my clothes are washed and dried and ready to go. We are starting afresh. So that is going to be my cardio fit for tomorrow. So in terms of cardio, I have got 60 minutes of cardio, which I am doing on the bike at the moment, and I am reading my book. This book I am reading, where have I put it? Here it is. If anybody has got any recommendations about good books, I quite like. So I have tons of like self-help books. Gosh, you're very wonky. Have you been on the alcohol? So I've got tons of like self-help books and things like that, which I love to read. But I also really like to read non-fiction books. No, fiction books. Fiction? I think it's fiction. I like to read both, but I like to read like a story basically. Sorry, my hair is actually wild. It's still like half damp, but my hair dries in this like weird Hagrid state, so we'll just ignore that. But I've been reading this book, which is called One of the Girls. Honestly, it's like, the front cover says, it's utterly addictive. The perfect holiday read. A Greek island, a tide of secrets, one killer holiday. And the whole back of it is like, who's gonna kill, who's gonna get murdered, blah, blah, blah. But I'm not being funny. I am 42 chapters in and no one's been murdered yet. But I feel like I'm 42 chapters in, so I can't not carry on reading it. Like, it's just starting to kind of pick up. I feel like they've tried to set the scene, but they've set the scene for 42 chapters and they didn't need to. So I had really high hopes for this because this was like on like the book club recommended, and I'm quite disappointed by it, I'm not gonna lie. So if anybody has any like thriller, crime, really gripping books, then please let me know, because obviously on training days my cardio is 75 minutes, so I have plenty of time to work my way through books. But I'm obviously going to finish this, but I'm going to probably finish this like over the next week, to be honest, with all the cardio. But I really hope someone gets murdered soon, and that sounds so bad. But do you know what I mean? Like, I've picked up a book that I've been promised, this like gripping book. All I've got is these girls on a Greek island on a hen do, which is fantastic and is lovely, but that's not the book that I thought I was going to get. So no, I am now going to go and do my skincare. I was going to put a face mask on, but because we don't have hot water, it doesn't feel as appealing washing it off with cold water. There's nothing wrong with it, but doesn't feel as appealing. So I think what I'm going to do is go and do my skincare routine. My skincare routine is very basic. My skin does best with a very basic routine because I've like suffered with acne when I was younger, and I tried so many products, and honestly I would spend so much money on products that genuinely I think just made my skin worse. I then went on Roaccutane, which was the best thing that I did, and my skin literally cleared up in a year. And I mean, it's not, you know, it's not perfect. Look at these bags, and I've still got scarring and all that stuff, but from what it was, my skin is so much better. And I realised that it just thrives off a very basic, very simple routine. So let's go and do that. Okay, so I actually already did my first like cleanse of my skin earlier using the Botanics Clarifying with Turmeric and Willow Bark Foaming Cleanser, which is this one. So really like that. I also really like the original Hot Cloth Cleanser. Obviously this is from Aldi. This is a dupe for the Elizabeth Arden one, which I love, but I don't love the price range of it. And Aldi's one, honestly, I swear to God, this is bigger than the Elizabeth Arden one. I love it. It's so good. So yeah, I use a mixture of these two, to be honest with you. So all I'm going to do at the moment is go over my face with a cotton pad with the Boots Skin Clear Cleanser. It's got salicylic acid in it. I don't know like enough about skincare. I've just found what works for my skin really. So I'm just going to literally dab that onto the cotton pad. Oh my God. Who knew throughout prep I'd become a poet or a rapper? Literally just go over my skin because, like I said, I have already cleansed it. I don't wear makeup on the weekends. I literally wear makeup for work and that's it, because on the weekends I'm doing so much exercise that I just think my skin would be suffocated. The next thing I am going to use is the Botanics 100% Organic with Rose Water Refreshing Toning Spritz. I really like this. Again, just keeps it, you know, fresh. And what I'm actually going to do tonight is I'm going to put some tanning drops on, I think. So usually what I would then do after that is put on my niacinamide. I usually put this on, literally just like dab it and then like dab it onto my cheeks and my like scarring. And I also like to use the azelaic acid from The Ordinary, but I'm running out, so I'm kind of holding off. But again, like I said, my skin just likes very basic, and I have a couple of moisturizers that I use. So when I want something very thick, if my skin is feeling like it is super dry, I will use the Boots Traditional Skincare Skin Cream, rich and moisturizing. Nothing fancy about my skincare routine, but look how thick that moisturizer is, honestly. And it smells just so good. And I swear this was like £2 in Boots, but I love this stuff. I get really bad like dry patches on my elbows and my knees from eczema, and this is just a godsend. So that's one thing I use. I then have two other moisturizers that I really like to use. The first one is the Welder Skin Food. Again, this is really rich and I wouldn't really say it's quite fairly creamy, but very rich and quite sticky, I would say. So I don't like this in the morning if I'm putting makeup on, because I just feel like my makeup just doesn't sit properly. But I feel like it's a good overnight mask as a moisturizer. I don't love the smell of this. It is chamomile, and I usually really like chamomile scented things. And I don't know if it's because it's all over my face, but I don't love the scent of it, so I don't reach for it as often. But as a product, I do really like it. So that's the second one. And the third one that I really like, which I'm going to use tonight, works well with my tanning drops, is the CeraVe Moisturising Cream for dry to very dry skin. Are we noticing a theme here? Since I went on Roaccutane, my skin got really dry naturally, obviously. And now I just have to put on all of the moisturising products, and I love that because I used to have to stay away from them all the time. So this is the one that I'm going to use tonight, and then I'm just going to use the St. Moritz tanning drops, just a couple of pumps of that mixed in with my moisturiser, and you're good to go. I did make the mistake when I first got them to put loads on, and then I forgot to wash my hands, so it was all over. So I put like that much moisturiser on, shake the bottle, and then I put like 2 pumps on, rub it in, there's probably a more, you know, I don't know, glamorous, more elegant way to do this. Make sure it's over my eyes, up into your hairline, on your neck, up in your forehead, all the way up. And then you just kind of really hope for the best. But on prep right now, I feel like death. And I think if I don't have some colour on me, I quite quickly resemble death as well, like I do now with how tired I am. So just having a bit of colour just helps me feel a little bit more human. And I think it helps my mum not be so worried about me. And that is quite literally all I do. And I think I'm going to end the video here because, like I said, usually if I'm working in the office, I would now go and make my lunch and pack up my bag and everything like that. But because I'm not, I don't need to do that, and I don't want to just do it for the sake of a video. Like I said, it's very realistic. But what I will do now is go and make my final meal, which is yogurt and berries and a hot chocolate. And then I'm just going to climb into bed. I'll probably upload this footage onto my laptop so it's ready to be edited. And I'm just going to climb into bed. I'm going to journal. I might pull a tarot card, and then I am going to go to sleep because I'm so tired and I just need the extra sleep that I can get. So yeah, a pretty whistle stop tour of my reset routine. But I think that when you're on prep, you don't want anything to be too kind of time consuming or like consuming mentally. So things like just making sure I have a tidy space going into the week is really helpful. Putting out my gym clothes ready for the morning so I don't have to be scrambling around looking for that first thing in the morning. I can just get up, get changed and go is again really helpful. And then making sure that it's all done at a really reasonable time. It is 5 to 7 in the evening, and I'm not even joking, I'll probably be asleep within the next hour and a half because that is just how tired I am currently. We are digging for this next week, but I know I've got a devolume week coming up, and I know I have been told that a refeed is coming as well, so we will be filling up on carbs, which I'm so excited for because I know that's where like my lack of energy is coming from right now, is because of the lack of carbs and then the amount of energy output that I'm doing. That is prep. That is what I expected. I knew that I would find a stage that I was really struggling, and to be fair, I'm not struggling like I thought I would be struggling. You know, I've still got more in me. I'm fine, I'm absolutely fine, but it is important for me to now kind of be selfish with my time and the time that I need to rest, and everything like that, which doesn't come easy to me. I think I mentioned that in my last video. It really doesn't come easy to me trying to be selfish with time. I like to make sure everybody else is okay, and then I put myself last usually. So this is something really good that prep is teaching me how to do, is to kind of balance that and to put my own needs first. And my own need right now is to get a shift on and go and make final meal because my tummy is rumbling and all I can think about is this hot chocolate. So yes, thank you very, very much for spending the last couple of hours with me whilst we went through a bit of a flat clean, reset, ready to go in and smash a new week of the same goal. And yeah, make it the best week we can. My tip is, if you're having a challenging day or anything like that, is to just focus on the 24 hours in front of you. Keep putting one foot in front of the other and celebrate your little wins because they're the ones that are the most important. Anyway, I'm going to stop rambling. Thank you very much for joining me, and I will catch up with you in another video. Bye.